today I'm going to be talking about the sandwich generation and those who have parents who are not well. Okay, I know I said this episode was going to be about medications, but as I was preparing that video, I started feeling a pull in a different direction. So instead, this video will be about being in that sandwich-ish generation, struggling to care for themselves as well as their aging parents. The sandwich generation is defined as a middle-aged person caring for your aging parents and minor children. So that really doesn't fit. I'm an older person taking care of my aging parent, and I don't have any minor children. I have adult children and grandchildren. I think I need a new name for whatever this generation is that I'm talking about. Do you have any ideas for a more fitting name? So I don't directly care for my adult children anymore, nor am I responsible for caring for our grandchildren. But my husband has some health issues, and I have some health issues. I am a 2-time cancer survivor. Yay, go me. And meanwhile, I am the sole person caring for and managing things for my mom. I'm in my 60s, my mom is in her 80s, and with her Parkinson's disease advancing, she can't really live independently any longer. We moved her into assisted living, which has been great. But I've been managing her life for the past several months, 100% on me. And it's starting to take a toll. There's just so much that is running through my brain at every moment. I am sure there are others watching this right now that are in the same situation. And that's what I wanted to address in this video. It's about me and my struggles. Hopefully you have some ideas that can help me deal with it all. And if so, please put them down in the comments. I'd appreciate it. So I apologize in advance. This is going to be kind of a negative type video, but I want to be honest with you. I hope that what I share will help someone who may be experiencing the same things. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know my mom has had Parkinson's for over 5 years now. Last November, things started taking a turn for her, and she has needed more and more care. She went from living independently to needing help with most parts of her daily life. She had a TIA, which is a mini stroke, back in November, and has never really returned to her normal. She started having some new symptoms. Some of her symptoms have worsened. She's had hallucinations. She was confused, nauseous, constipated, incontinent, and just not anywhere near herself since that TIA. And it all came on really quick, so we didn't really have time to transition. I guess I just thought it would be more of a gradual process. You can watch the other episodes for all the details. I have a list of about 50 to 60 videos that I'll be creating about Parkinson's, and this is number 9. The biggest thing that I give to my mom is my time, which I happily do for her. But I find that I spend several hours a week either taking her to a doctor appointment, running over to her place to take care of something for her, go shopping and bring her some supplies, groceries, that sort of thing, or to make phone calls for her. Each doctor appointment takes a few hours. I have to drive to her, pick her up, drive to wherever. Then there's the appointment itself. Then we usually grab something to eat afterwards. I drive her back to her assisted living, get her settled in, and then I drive back to work or home. This all takes quite a bit of time. I am not complaining. I'm just explaining my struggles. I am usually a glass half full type of person. I typically am positive and happy and just look at the good things in life. I tend not to dwell on problems. But lately I feel like I'm just being spread too thin. I love my mom so much, and I know that none of this is her fault. She tries so hard not to bother me or to give me bad news, but she needs to share what's going on so I can help her. It just gets to the point where I cringe every time she calls, not knowing what the call will be about. The worst was in January and February. Without going into the whole story, basically a medication change threw her for a loop. And she just recently rebounded to a point where she can have some semi-normal days. And it's 7 months later. She's doing much better now and is lucid most of the time these days, which is a huge relief and such a blessing. We talk every day. She's been able to enjoy her days and have a semi-normal life at her assisted living facility, but only just recently. She's gone on a couple field trips. She plays bingo and card games. She loves the art classes. But, then there are also days where she can't even get out of bed. She has some medical things still going on that cause her some discomfort and put a damper on her spirit. So when I call her and ask, "How are you feeling today?" she almost always says, "Not good." I need to ask further questions to find out what's going on. I will admit I instantly go into panic mode, wondering what is wrong now. Did something new happen? But usually, within the last few weeks, not good just means she still experienced the same things as before, not necessarily anything new. So I have instead asked her to say the same when I ask her that question, instead of saying not good. That way I don't panic and wonder how quickly I can get to her. If I know it's the same, then I know what's going on, and I think it's a relief to her when I call, because she has someone that she can share things with. Anyways, she lives about 20 to 25 minutes from me, which is not terrible, but it's not simple to drop everything and run over there. Of course I do if she needs me, and I do visit twice a week at least, just to evaluate things and give her some time and attention. It really makes her feel better when I'm there so that she can vent and share some of the things going on. She doesn't like to confide in the people at her assisted living. She does have a few friends and a few of the employees that she really enjoys, but she just likes sharing with me. Anyways, I work full-time. I have a house, a husband, 2 dogs. My husband's self-employed, and there are things I do for him. I'm just spread really thin. I've lost a lot of time at work, and thank goodness my boss is okay with flex time. We live in Southern California. Gas costs a fortune. Wear and tear on my car, and all the driving back and forth is just not my time, but also a financial cost. The emotional stress I'm under is intense, like I said, and it's not Mom's fault. It's not just about her. My husband and I are older, and we're trying to start thinking about retirement, which I'm afraid may never happen. Trying to figure out our own next steps. I don't know if we are prepared to retire, and it's scary to think about getting to a point where we can't work anymore. I want to be able to help my kids and their families. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to do things like that. But now I'm worrying about the financial aspect of aging and afraid that we just can't do everything we want to do. And what if my mom runs out of money? We'll need to subsidize her living too. I worry about my health, my husband's health, my mom's health, the finances to cover it all. Will we have enough? I don't know. Luckily, the kids and grandkids are all healthy and happy. I love them to pieces and wish we could help them more. There's just so much I think about constantly. The financial strain of everything is really getting to me. My poor husband takes the brunt of my stress. I take it out on him sometimes, and he doesn't deserve it. I don't think he realizes the amount of stress that I'm under. I don't share it with him all the time because I don't want him to be worrying also. I've always been the person that takes care of everything and everyone. I don't rely on others for much. So now that I could actually use some help, it's hard to get it. I do ask sometimes, but I can't rely on too many people, and I don't want to rely on too many people. I want to be able to do fun things and relax, but it's almost impossible. The weekend days are filled with errands, cleaning, trying to spend time with my daughter's family and grandkids, and usually at least one short visit with Mom. I feel bad that I can't stay with her longer, as she gets sad when I leave. But there are only so many hours in the day, and I only get 2 days off on the weekend. So now let's add guilt to my list. I feel guilty for taking things out of my husband, and that my stressed out self is affecting him, I'm sure. I feel guilty that I don't share everything going on in my head with him. It's just so much, I don't want him to worry, and I just don't want to rehash it all, especially since there's absolutely nothing he can do to change any of it. I also feel guilty that I can't spend hours at Mom's. I feel guilty that I can't be the grandma that dotes on the kids constantly. I feel guilty that I can't travel to see my son's family in Idaho very often. It's expensive, and I need to take time off work, and I use up so much of my time caring for Mom that there just isn't much vacation time left. So there you go. I'm emotionally spent, financially freaking out a little bit, and I feel guilty because I can't be everything for everyone right now, and I want to be. So what can I do about it? Not much. However, by making these videos, I get things off my chest in a way that hopefully helps others. I mentioned it above, but I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, with the first cancer being in 1995. The odds were heavily against me surviving at that time, But you know what? I'm still here to talk about it, and I really believe that my life was spared because I was meant to help others. And I have spent the last so many years trying to be a positive influence on many people, not just people with cancer. I volunteered with Make-A-Wish. I'm a member of some cancer support websites where I contribute. I have a hard time committing to in-person volunteering right now because I just never know when my mom is going to need me. She's not in a stable spot, even though the last couple weeks she has been, but I'm just, a little on edge about that. I hate canceling on people, so instead I just don't commit to much. This whole Parkinson's journey with Mom led me to create this channel because there are only a few really good YouTube channels that focus on Parkinson's. And I wanted to come at the information from a different perspective. Not as an expert, not as someone in the medical field, but as a doctor and a regular person who is searching for information and trying to care for Mom the best way I can. So I appreciate you listening and sharing my channel with anyone you think could use this information. And please subscribe. I hope that someday it can become a community of like-minded people who can connect with each other and share tips, info, concerns, and to become a safe place for anyone with a loved one with Parkinson's, or even for themselves. If you're still here, thank you for enduring all of this negativity. I apologize. And I do appreciate you. Thank you for listening.